So, Ralph, out of curiosity, what does leadership or executive presence mean if I'm naturally quiet? What does that mean to me?
We often get asked about leadership presence. And, when we're dealing with technical leaders, as a broad assumption, I can say that people tend to be more quiet. They're more, reflective. They do a lot of thinking internally as opposed to thinking out loud. Um, so it's how do we promote them because they offer so much to an organization, yet help them be seen in the same light as a quality leader, as someone who's much more gregarious or extroverted, if you will. And one of the things that we speak to about is knowing when to speak, knowing how to show up. And one of those things is really understanding the role that you're fulfilling and what are the needs of the organization, the people that are around you, and what do they need from that role in order to be successful or be secure. So, as an example, I had recently, a COO that I worked with, very technically brilliant, into his work, loves to sort of go into his office and sit in the corner and work out these massive problems or challenges. And I said, if I said to him is, if you were one of your direct reports, what would you expect to see from a COO? Or how would you expect to interact with a COO? And he said, I never really gave it any thought, but I'm going to start acting differently. And I said, well, what does that mean? Well, I represent the organization. I set the culture. I'm a C-suite, And I said, yeah. I said, and people depend on that role to actually fulfill on that obligation or that expectation. So he said, I'm going to be much more intentional of how I show up. So I give that to the people around me so they feel secure and safe that we're moving in the right direction. And I appreciate their work. He goes, I often say I don't do that. So, being intentional about how you are representing your role is a very important piece of that executive presence.